Okay, so when you start these questions, you should start by looking at the bottoms and how can I factor them. Okay, so the first one is a difference of squares. So it would be x plus 2, x minus 2. The second one is a GCF, x bracket, and the third one is a simple trinomial. Okay, then you go to your overall fraction that you're going to put together. What are we all going to put in there? So I need an x plus 2. I'm going to need that x plus 2 and an x minus 2. I'm going to need just an x. This is good, it's in there. I'm going to also need an x minus 3. Okay, so that's a piece. Factor, what do I need in my bottom? Include everything you possibly need. So now you take a look. Look at this first fraction bottom, and then look what happened to it at the end. So it had this, and it had this. So therefore it got multiplied by a x and an x minus 3. Okay, so how do you multiply three things? Okay, pick two things. So that's, say I pick those two items. Multiply them together. X squared. Once you're done, multiply that by the third item. Okay, so I multiply two things, done, then by the third thing. Okay, that's a big error that people often make. Okay, ready for the second fraction? Look at its bottom, look at the next bottom. What's missing here? So the x was there, the x plus 2 is there, so we also will have to make sure we include this and this. That's what happened to it. So we're going to have to multiply it by all that. Okay, so now you're going to pick two things to multiply and then by the third item. So for me, I personally like to pick that and then the 5 as the third item. Okay, it doesn't matter if you picked those two, go ahead, we should match. So you pick yours. I'm going to pick these because I know that it will add and times, and I can do that quick. I can do a FOIL quick. What does it add to? What does it times to? So which two items did you pick first? So you might have picked those two first. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going to go out to the third fraction. Look at the bottom. Look at the new bottom. So this was there and this was there. So what did it change by? An x and an x minus 2. That's what we had to do to the bottom, so now that's what we'll have to do to the top. And guess what else we're going to think about? -4 when we're working. So here I am kind of working it on the side, so this ended up being a -4. So pick two things to multiply. So let's pretend I picked those two items. It would be x squared minus 2x. Okay, and again, if you had picked a different order, that's fine, just as long as you pick two things, get it, and then by the third thing. Okay, everyone's good with this technique? 3 things getting multiplied, do 2 of them, finish, then by the third. Okay, combined stuff, we got x squareds, x squareds, x squareds. How many x squareds do we have? X is, what is -25, and then we would have to add 8. Okay, so those questions I would say are just very tedious, and being particular, go slow, make sure you're doing your multiplication right, and just lots of room for just math errors where you just forget to add properly and whatnot.